The mayor of Iqaluit is in Ottawa this week, meeting with federal ministers on a range of issues. Nunavut's capital city continues to grapple with a water crisis. Iqaluit residents haven't been able to consume tap water for more than 40 days after fuel contamination. Mayor Kenny Bell is here with us. Mayor Bell, thank you so much for speaking with us. I'm curious, tell us about your meetings here in Ottawa and what are you going to be able to take back to people back home in Iqaluit?
Yes, thank you for having me, Katie. You know, I've actually had some fantastic meetings here with Minister Bandel, Minister LeBlanc, Minister Hussein, and Minister Bennett. You know, on a very wide range of issues. So, you know, there's not really much for me to take home right now, but of course, you know, hopefully we'll have some announcements in the near future. So,
what's the latest with the water situation?
So we're still under a do not consume, but we are producing clean water. Now the government of Nunavut's do not consume order is still in existence, in place, and it will be for you know, at least another week, maybe two. They're worried about technical stuff, and you know, rightfully so. We want to make sure that when we lift that do not consume order that we can be certain that our water is good and will be good for the foreseeable future.
How are people in Iqaluit doing? You know, how are they coping with this?
You know, it has been a terrible 40 days. It's not good. You know, the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, on top of this water crisis is just you know, it's mentally draining, and you know, we see it on a daily basis, and you know, people are starting. I mean, now at 40 days, you know, we've had a fantastic. Our citizens have been fantastic throughout this whole process, but you can tell that there's, you know, there needs to be an end soon because people are starting to get really frustrated.
I understand that you had a meeting with Minister Bennett today, the new Minister of Mental Health and Addictions. What was your conversation like with her?
Did so, you know, Minister Bennett is she's been a friend to the North for a long time, so the conversation was good. She understands the challenges that we are undertaking, you know, with suicide and mental health issues, and you know, she's willing to help us. We just we got to find a way, you know, past you know, I don't know how to explain it. You know, we gotta stop kids from committing suicide. That's the end of the day. That's what we have to do. How we get there, I don't know. I'm not a mental health professional, but you know, having the government support and you know, them looking out for us or trying to and you know, promising to do better and help more is in what we all can ask for right now.
You know, the media coverage of this, you know, it has come and gone at times about in remote communities. There is an ongoing mental health crisis in some remote communities and a suicide crisis there. You know, is that what you're facing right now in Iqaluit?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this morning I heard that you know, some of the youth are feeling the water crisis as another you know, another nail in you know, another nail in the issue. So. You know, we've had at least 5 suicides in the last week, not just in Iqaluit, but throughout the territory. And you know, it's heartbreaking. It's one kid's too many, and you know, one person is too many. But when it's a kid, it's you know, it's even worse because they have a whole life in front of them. And you know, we have to do something to change this course of history.
There were 5 suicides in the territory in the past week, you're saying?
Yeah, it was. You know, it's all over. There's been a bunch of them, so it's and they're all been, you know, relatively young kids. So it's you know, it's terrible.
I was going to say, without getting into any sort of privacy issues, because we don't want to do anything to cause any further harm or trauma to the families involved. But from what you understand, are these younger people involved in what has happened?
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Sorry.
Oh no, is from your understanding, are the people over the past week? Was it younger people that yeah. Okay, that's
yeah. So it's all been younger people, of course, and you know, we've also had a couple elders die, and it's just it's a rough time. You know, there's you know, again, the pandemic has been rough on Nunavut. You know, although we've scaped it pretty well. Pretty well without very many cases, but it's still rough, and we are isolated all the time, and right now we feel even more isolated. And if you look at the city with no water, it's you know, where it's just on top of each other, and it's not good for anyone's mental health.
You know, as mayor, you know, how do you try to deal with this and try to, you know, just deal with it?
Well, you know, when I talk to, you know, Minister Bandel, Minister Hussein, Minister LeBlanc, and Minister Bennett, you know, I don't know. How do we deal with this? You know, this isn't just a northern problem. This problem is across the world. You know, housing shortages, mental health, infrastructure that, you know, you need to build houses. You know, all of these things are intertwined, and you know, I think this government, you know, understands that, and have all been very supportive, and you know, want to help us. You know, how can they help us is another question, and you know, hopefully we'll get a chance to sit down with our new government. We just had a new government in Nunavut, and we'll get a chance to sit down with them soon and try to make some big plays here to change the course.
When do you expect to speak with your federal counterparts again to follow up and sort of, you know, if they have help to offer, you know, get that up to the community?
Well, you know, I mean, Minister Bennett said that she would be looking at a bunch of things and providing me some information. Minister Vandel's office reaches out very regularly to us, so you know, we're very grateful for that. And you know, Minister Hussein, who is working on the housing file, has been an excellent help. One, but two is providing me with a lot of information on how we can move forward on some of our housing issues without waiting for the government to do it.
Mayor Bell, thank you so much for your time today. Let's please keep in contact so we can follow the ongoing situations that you're dealing with in the North. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anytime.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.